Critical Blast, where pop culture gets blasted.
And ahoy, me hearties. RJ Carter here at you, coming with another crowdfunding comic book we're going to be looking at tonight. Okay, I'm not going to keep that up because, it just doesn't work, and I'll fall out of character. Welcome, everybody. I am RJ Carter, Senior Managing Editor here at CriticalBlast.com, where pop culture gets blasted. And tonight we are going to be talking about Pirate Queen, the latest crowdfunded comic that we're going to put on our schedule. And with us, we have both the writer, Mandy Summers. Mandy, how are you tonight?
Ahoy, matey. Hi.
Hi. And Clint Hilinski, the man behind the pen. Clint, welcome aboard.
It's spectacular to make your acquaintance. It's a pleasure to be here this evening. I can't say that I've enjoyed an evening of talking about pirates as much as I've imagined that I will tonight.
Well, I thought we might parlay. Yes, do a little parlay about the Pirate Queen stuff. Now, this isn't the first.
Well, quite frankly, it was years ago when I first came up with the idea of the Pirate Queen. I was a lonely man back then.
I had that same
vivid imagination. And I just decided one evening, what's the worst thing that could take me? A Pirate Queen. So
well,
that's where everything advanced from. This is my Sean Connery.
Well, if we're doing Sean Connery, then you've got to take
it's not the best Sean Connery, but
you've got to take the shivering S's out of your voice.
Well, it starts with spatula. You spatula spectacular, the SPs. I found the cure for the 20th century, and I've lost it.
I used to prank call people with Sean Connery. Give me back my Guinevere.
Yeah. Sean Connery never goes old.
I did an entire Toastmasters reading of Yertle the Turtle as Sean Connery.
Oh my gosh, really?
Beautiful.
In the faraway island of Shalamashand.
You got it.
King of the pond. It was.
You got it nice. That's excellent.
Well, I thought I was having deja vu or early onset dementia or something when I set this up because I'm like, wait, we've already talked about Pirate Queen some point in my life. But that didn't happen. I mean, the talking about it did, but Pirate Queen itself didn't happen. So what happened between here and there? Because you're like, 3,000% funded, and it doesn't seem to have been a problem.
I think we were at one point we were going to launch in the spring, and then we got delayed. A couple of different things popped up, so we pushed it back to the fall, which actually worked good. It helped me get a bunch of stuff just kind of off the board and taken care of. Mm-hmm. And we must have talked to you. My memory's Swiss cheese at this point. So I know I took the garbage out earlier this afternoon, and that's about as far as it goes.
Robert wants to know, is the Pirate Queen like a drag queen?
No.
She is all woman.
All those people that are into drag queen stuff, that's fine, but that is not this shit.
Not this ship.
Not judging from the pictures I've seen, and I've seen all three covers now. I've seen 100% of covers A and B and 99.6% of cover C. So
yes.
I would say we are 100% aimed at hetero males.
Really?
Yes.
That is our target demographic.
Yes.
You won't go wrong with them, that's for sure. And I've got the screen to share up here. Before I share the crowdfunding screen, the Indiegogo page, Mandy, you got little ones running around, don't you?
I do.
Are they helping out with housework yet?
Not without argument, but yeah, I can, my oldest one, she cleans up her bedroom. That's on her. And my littlest one will do small stuff. Like he's helping with laundry and helps carry the trash out, stuff he can do. Okay. So yeah, a little bit.
I've got mine's going to be 13 at the end of the month. He hadn't got that cleaning his room up bit yet, but I figure he's just one trash bag away from getting that taken care of.
Mine just likes to shove everything up under her bed. So now when I do the room check to make sure it's actually clean, I have to check up underneath the bed because that was an area she really enjoyed shoving stuff.
Yeah.
So,
when my buddy's boy just turned 16, which is awesome because now we always have a designated driver to come get him. 16 is beautiful.
Yep. He can drive, can't drink, guaranteed designated driver.
Exactly.
Yeah. And his bed is raised above the ground because it's got like these doors where you could have crawled under it when you were younger, and he's still got it. He's made like a man cave under there. The man cave is neater and actually quite cooler than the rest of his room because he's got all his comic books in there neatly stacked up. He's got a light switch, but he used to throw all his stuff under there.
That's awesome.
But the reason I bring this up is because he's not a D&D player, and he wouldn't know what this meant if I told him. But we had chili tonight, and it's always, we put our dishes in the dishwasher when we're done, and he's always the last one done because he eats like a bird. And I finally got tired of seeing him do this all the time, so I took pictures of it. He's chaotic evil. He has absolutely no pattern recognition at all.
No, that's how you fit stuff in. You can fit more stuff in when you do it sideways.
That would drive me crazy.
I do that all the time.
He'll do it with plates. I mean, if the plates are like stacked sideways, he'll throw the plate.
I do a roll of plates, and then I put a plate on the side because I can squeeze it in there, and I do a plate on the other side because I can squeeze it in there.
Oh,
does not all have to be in the same order.
It does, though. Like, that is killing my OCD. Like, I literally want to just move that bowl behind the other bowls so they're in a nice little single file line.
Exactly.
No. Tracy yells at me because I make everything fit, but not in any kind of order. I get the maximum stuff in the dishwasher.
I've actually taken plates from the top shelf that were just facing down, just like laid in there. Like, honestly, you can see what everybody else is doing. You're just that much of a nonconformist.
He's fine.
He's a rebel.
I guess so. But anyway, we have the Pirate Queen up here. And let me just reload it in case something happened while we started this thing. Because you never know. Somebody might have just come in, gave you money, and then left. But not this time around. I failed.
Well.
You're only 912% funded over your $1,000 goal. Was it a $1,000 goal the last time, or did it even make it to funding levels yet?
This is the first time we've ran it on Indiegogo.
Okay. Because I know I had pictures and there was talk about it.
Oh, yeah. No, we had a mailing list for a while. But then when we decided to delay and push back until fall, I went on and took it down. So, yeah, we did have a mailing list for a couple of, maybe a month or two?
Mm-hmm.
It's about right. And then, we took it down because we didn't know if we would actually be able to make the timeline of fall. We just we were really hoping for fall, and we were able to. So it did work out. But that must be what you're thinking of.
And it gave you time to put Super Dead in between Warp the Wizard and now, and you stayed busy. You didn't, sit back and watch comics go by.
Staying busy is important.
Absolutely. And since you've all went to the trouble of actually putting a video up here, which videos are important now.
Yes.
We're going to go ahead and play that to show off your work. And yes, every good comic is incomplete without nipples.
I agree with that, Robert. Yes.
So let's see what we've got going here.
Get ready for action and adventure with the Pirate Queen. Join the crew of the Star Raider as the Pirate Queen leads them in search of treasure and riches across the galaxy. This will be a 60-page book with lots of extras, including prints, trading cards, bonus Pirate Queen art book, and original sketches by the artist. Don't miss out on all the fun. Written by Mandy Summers with art by Clint. Pirate Queen. such a bad transition.
I like it.
That video is it's okay, but the reason there's some weird things that bother me is because like I was literally using like two different programs on two different computers because like one wouldn't operate on the new system that I had, but it like did the nice transitional like movements and like the flip screens and stuff.
Sure.
But then my other computer could put in the special effects. So I was like going back and forth and splicing it all together, and that's where that weird, like when all of a sudden the sound blows up on you.
It got very exploded.
Yes.
That's what happened there.
That's cool though. I use PowerPoint. I've animated everything in PowerPoint and I just save it as a movie. So
like I use a couple of systems that I vaguely know a little bit about and just kind of hope for the best, and that's kind of how I scrape by.
Whatever works. I mean, you know, some people actually hire there's a professional comic book crowdfunding video making outfit out there.
Oh, sure.
Advantage of, and it's got voice actors and they animate the characters a little bit. I'm like, damn.
No, it's a good idea. I mean, the videos do make an impact for sure. So
Yeah, they absolutely do. People have been telling me that the what is it, the iPhone movie maker thing has gotten like really, really amazing. I haven't messed with it, but that's the word, is it's like really good now. So I don't know.
It's Movie Maker. The Movie Maker was one of the ones I was using, but it was like on this old laptop that, you know, didn't have like a good operating system anymore.
Oh yeah.
It's like there's stuff I'm familiar with, but it's like from 7 years ago, so it's obsolete.
It's
updated.
Right.
Somebody has a video software out there. I've got to find it because they used to, at least I haven't seen them in a long time, but they put up videos of comic book drawings they did as like they just scanned in the finished ink, and this video program would just like extrapolate layers of it and would just like throw a piece of it, then another piece on top, then another piece on top until the picture came together. I'm like, freaking cool effect. I wish.
Well, that's awesome.
Well, and that might just be from like, depending on what, if they're drawing digitally, like most times if you're drawing digitally, you're drawing on different layers. And so it can just take each layer and slap it together and show like where you started from. I'm guessing that's maybe what it was. Like, I mean,
because he didn't draw them, he was taking like any comic book picture and it did it. And you could see them not just appear, but actually fly onto the page from.
Oh, that might be different then.
Yeah, it was like zooming it from your eyeballs onto the screen. That was pretty cool. But this is not about making videos tonight. This is about making comic books and going after space booty, pirate booty.
Yes.
It's booty.
Exactly.
It's booty, yeah.
Making videos for making comics for making space booty.
I've got to tell you, Clint, the trade dress on this looks familiar. Good.
I'm a fan. I think we were all buying comics in that era, and I'm a fan. So once I figured out how to do the trade dress, I'm like, well, I'm going to make my comics look like the comics that I loved growing up. So
absolutely. And so what comics have you drawn before this? Because this can't be your first rodeo here.
No, like literally about probably 2 or 3 months before I met Mandy, I was like, man, I see all these people drawing comics online. It's like, maybe I should give it a try. And I mean, I'd never drawn before then,
Oh, that sucks.
No, and somebody got me Clip Studios for my birthday, so I just started, kind of screwing around, doing some stick figure sketches and stuff. Really, I mean, all I can really draw is stick figures. I could never draw something like this.
And then the computer
just all of a sudden it just like it hit and like boom. Like, God damn, look at that hip I drew. And the torso, I put the boobs in the right place and I slapped a face on there.
Where were you putting them before?
They just kind of ended up in places.
Oh man.
But no, no. Yeah.
You've had
that's a Midwestern thing. No, yeah.
Yeah.
No, yeah.
I'm from St. Louis. I hear that a lot.
Yeah. I didn't know it was a Midwestern thing till I read it in an article online. I'm like, oh yeah, no, yeah. That means yeah. But no, I've drawn a bunch of stuff at a bunch of places. I got one of my first gigs at DC. I got to draw Batman, Superman, Wonder Woman, the whole Justice League in a DC comic. That was cool. One of my big first gigs, I got to draw Xena Warrior Princess when that show was on for Dark Horse. Rob Liefeld hired me at one point, and I got to draw in some fill-in issue stuff for Youngblood. I worked at Devil's Due for a long time, and I got to work on G.I. Joe and Voltron. I worked for Avatar Comics for a long time. I got to work with Brian Pulido on Belladonna. Pulido was the writer for that, and I got to draw the whole first miniseries of Belladonna when he relaunched his comics after Chaos. So what's some other good stuff? I got to draw Kiss for Platinum Studios or Arcana. I've been an indie guy for a long time. I worked for a lot of different companies on a lot of different comics. When Comicsgate popped up, probably the first year I was hearing about it and what Comicsgate, and you'd see people talking about it online, but I had no real idea what it was. And then the second year is when I started really I'm like, man, they got something going on over here. And it ended up being we did Sea Dog and Codename Killswitch last year, me and Mark Polton. And I knew Mark back from the Arcana days. And I had seen what he was doing with Graveyard Shift. I'm like, holy crap. I should drop this guy a line,
Yeah,
Graveyard Shift seems to be mildly successful. And so that's how I dipped my toe into Comicsgate and kind of just hit the ground running, found out more about it. And one of the first people I ran into, thank goodness, was Mandy. And Mandy is awesome. Loved her energy, loved her creativity. And I had this character Pirate Queen that I had created, and I was like, Mandy would be awesome for writing this book. It would be perfect. This is kind of made to be. So I kind of ran the idea past her, and thank goodness she was all for it. So that's kind of how things kind of came to be.
Ready to write. So
Yes.
You've got a lot of professional contacts then out in the big wide world of comics. As soon as you started doing Comicsgate work, did they all ring you up and say, Clint, what are you doing, man?
Yup, exactly. Almost exactly what you just said. No, I've got a ton of pro friends. I worked in a studio for a long time with some pro guys that I won't mention, but these guys are big deals. And they were less judgmental, but some of my buddies that I hadn't stayed as close with, they're like, dude, what are you doing? They're like, do you know what this is all about? And I'm like, yeah. I'm like, these are comic fans. They're not. These are the guys that I see at conventions standing in lines to get signatures, getting stuff, sketches and stuff at the table for me. These are the hardcore comic book fans. These are my people. If it wasn't. I don't know. There's this whole stigma, but it's only a stigma for certain people. Like for me, it wasn't a stigma at all. It was like these are the guys that like I hang out with at comic book conventions. I got no worries about this. The people that get bent out of shape, the people that get bent out of shape about Comicsgate like have whole other issues going into it. You know what I mean? Like they're looking at it as like this is something other than comic book fans. Comicsgate is just about comic book fans. These are guys that love comics. That's their number one priority. So I had zero problem diving headfirst into Comicsgate.
And I think you said something interesting there too, where you had friends who would ask you what you were doing, and then people that knew your name from the industry that were more upset about it. Because anybody who knows you, if they know you, then they know you're not going to just suddenly become this different person. And you know they'll be more open to saying, explain this to me, and then listen to you. Whereas a guy you met 3 years ago on a book that you haven't seen since is going to be like, oh, I always knew he was
Yeah. And like the jump to judgment about all of that stuff, it's like, whatever. If you're going to be that narrow-minded about stuff, it wasn't worth the time in the first place. So it's like, everybody likes to label Comicsgate. I mean, that's like the number one thing from the SJWs is label Comicsgate, call them names right away. Comicsgate is just comic book fans that are probably not quite as liberal as you are. So get over it. It's like there are all kinds of people in the world, and there are all kinds of people that like comics. If you have to name call somebody just because they like a different comic book than you, maybe you should look a little bit more at yourself than trying to judge somebody else.
Yeah, I think when conventions open back up and you start having the professionals and the Comicsgate people all starting to show up at the same conventions all of a sudden,
it's a little different face to face.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they always it's always online fighting, but face to face stuff, it's probably going to open up more eyes and get more conversation going, more legitimate conversation going. None of which has anything to do with looting bounty off of other ships. So let's talk a little bit about Miss Ava Bloodstone, I believe her name is.
Yes.
Yes.
Got it right. Mandy,
Yes.
the character and the idea was handed over to you from Clint, and you decided to do what with it? Make her boobs bigger and add more stuff to the crew, right?
That's how I started. I was like, Clint, what are you doing? She's a C cup. You've got to. I'm just joking. They were huge to begin with. No. He kind of handed over the IP to me and said, just write me something. And I was so nervous because he's a professional, and I'm like, okay. Because at that point I'd only done Wart the Wizard. I'd never actually handed over a script to somebody. So I was so nervous. But, I too loved comics from the 90s. So I just stuck with what I always loved, which is action. Every page, something happening. Oh, thank you so much.
Rap 2, you're awesome, buddy.
That's my viewer. You've always got here.
Oh, so sweet. But yeah, no, I just kept it really, I got a feel for the character, and I absolutely adored Ava from the moment I got a feel for her. And yeah, I just kept it fun, full of action. It was fun to write. It was really, really fun to write. So yeah.
It was easy for me because when I met Mandy and we got to be on her show, Mandy's a personality. Mandy's a force to be reckoned with. Oh. And it was I'm man, she could be the Pirate Queen. That's the kind of, energy. And it was that was an easy decision. It's
she could take down Baron Karza back here. That's who that is, right?
Just not enough Baron Karza not to get sued.
Yep. Exactly.
Baron Karza doing his Batman cosplay. Okay, we got it.
Yeah.
Okay. No, I like it. I like it a lot. I also like
if they sue me for Baron Karza, then I get to sue them for Vader. So
exactly.
Yeah.
I like that, the females aren't the only ones who, just throw a little bit up on top and show the skin. I mean, you got Captain Kirk down here wearing just his vest.
Excuse me, Captain Jerk.
Captain Jerk.
Captain Jerk. Okay.
Captain J''IRK. He's from.
Oh, that's his name?
Yes.
Oh,
Yes,
great.
we do a lot of poking fun at Star Wars and like Star Trek and just the state of that hot mess. So there's a lot of little like quips towards stuff like that.
If you notice his vest, it's not Captain Kirk's uniform. It might be like a mirror version of Captain Kirk's uniform.
Yeah, kind of, sort of like that. And the symbols are all upside down, which is, kind of a twist on the original.
Yes. We like to take good fun pokes at Star Wars and Star Trek and all of the with Mandy's story, you got to be scouring the backgrounds you never know what you're going to find. So there's all kinds of fun extras in the backgrounds, but there's also a lot of action in the main story. So
yes,
just trying to load it up with a lot of fun for everybody.
And you can always, throw some garbage at the wall, just enough to obscure a letter for like these Baby Yuba toys. I'm sure that's what that would have come out to be, Baby Yuba.
Exactly.
Okay.
Again, not enough to get sued.
Well, we got Kentucky Fried Pork back here. I've got my big monitor over here, so I got to look in on this to see that.
They were trying to open a Popeyes there, but the license didn't go through, so it's Kentucky Fried Pork.
Oh man! Oh my God! This is a real cantina crowd down here too going in now that I've got my peepers open and my screen bigger.
Yes.
It's all very subtle.
All very subtle. It's all as subtle as Mad Magazine here.
Well, and that's the crazy thing right now. Hey, Mandy, in your article, there was the Claptrap book. I don't know if you saw that. In the article you did at what was the article you just
for
did?
Bleeding Fool?
Bleeding Fool, yeah. So there was another book in there that was being covered called Claptrap, who was a couple of guys from Mad Magazine that were doing all the movie spoofs.
Uh-huh.
That artist on the Claptrap book is Tom Richmond, who, when I was 19 years old, he hired me to do characters at Valley Fair, which is one of the amusement parks in Minnesota here.
Mm-hmm.
So, I've known that guy. I haven't seen him in years, probably since a convention in Minnesota or whatever. But he hired me when I was 19 to do characters, and now, we both have the same Indiegogos running at the same time, and we're in the same article. So
that's so cool.
It's such a, it's the whole small world.
Right. How awesome is that, though?
That dude is an amazing character artist, and he started doing characters for Mad Magazine before it went under. So it's just kind of funny that we're running stuff at the same time in the same article.
Right. That's awesome.
Yeah.
Is this character that Ava is fighting on cover B here? Is she one of the characters from the book, or is she one of the?
Yes, that is her, the new bad guy that we are introducing. That is Commandant Raylo.
Raylo, okay.
Yes, and you can tell by the blue hair. Yeah, she's the bad guy. One of many. She's one of the bad guys, the main one.
Gotcha.
She's not a blue-haired land whale, but she's just a blue-haired
Whalo.
Yeah.
Yes, exactly. Yes.
And then there's, well, it's not the third cover just yet, but we do get some beautiful interior artwork here. These are aliens, right? We're in space, so.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
I would say it's got a hint of Pirates of the Caribbean, but instead of undead underwater people, it's all alien pirates. So it's an alien pirate space adventure is the best way to cover Pirate Queen.
what's the balance of action to humor in this, Mandy? When you were writing this, you wanted to make it fun to read, obviously, and
I'd say 50-50. I kept it really, really fun, really lighthearted, and very, very action packed. So yeah, I'd say about 50-50.
Yeah. It's an action packed, like right from the get go. Mandy wrote an action packed script that like takes off right from page one. But like dialogue and stuff happening in the story, it's fun. There's funny things happening, but it's also it's like your summer blockbuster. It's got a little bit of everything for everybody,
Yes.
that's what makes a good success. And yeah, BAP2 says, I was concerned about the comic till this live stream. The last few issues I thought looked good that had a female lead turned out to an SJW mess. BAP2, subscribe to Mandy's channel and you will find a exact opposite of an SJW mess.
Yes.
Exactly.
Yes. And thank you again so much for backing it. I promise, pinky swear, you are not going to read this and be like, what is this SJW garbage? I swear on everything that will not happen. You are going to love it. I promise. You're going to love it.
How long does it take to read this book? Once I sit down, how many pages I got to flip?
There's 60 pages. So it, depends on how long it takes.
I love it. 50 to 60 pages long, and because initially, and this is getting back to like the origins of Comicsgate and crowdfunding comics, is like it was your traditional 20 to 22 page comic, and it was like $40. I'm like, that's not a model that's going to live long. But the books are getting thicker, and the prices are coming down as people figure out what they're doing and how to do it better.
Yes.
And it's getting competitive.
It's all, with everybody's first campaign and even second and probably even third, there are all these learning curves, just stuff that you especially your first. The first one is really like, okay, well, I just jumped in this, head first, but all right. So, but yeah, like on these two that I'm doing right now, it's a lot simpler. I know where I'm going to print. I know where to get Geminis. I know where to get the bubble wrap. I know where to get stretch goal stuff and get this printed and this printed at the cheapest price with the best quality. So, it takes a little bit, but yeah, it's
and one of the good things about all of this is the fact that a lot of the stuff that you learned for your second and third campaign, you didn't have to learn from your first campaign. Somebody else learned it from their first campaign, and everybody's sharing stories of, hey, I did this, but I found out you can do this. And I hadn't done that, but I thought about it, but I'm glad I didn't now because I'm going to do it that way. Everybody's helping each other out as they're competing with each other.
Oh yeah, it's amazing the way Comicsgate works, because it is, in a way, there is a friendly competition going on between, not necessarily like me, but like you'll see these two artists and they're just playing, they're guys. They're out there, doing the guy thing where, well, my campaign, but at the same time, while they're having this competitiveness about it, they're also saying, oh, you're having your books printed there. No. Go check out the prices here because this is where I've been using. And, and there's a lot of that, like, oh, you're having this printed here. No, don't do it there because I found a place that's, half the price and better quality. There's a lot of information and everybody helps everybody for the most part. So it's really, really awesome. Plus, I get to watch the competitiveness of the guys. That always makes me laugh because as a girl, I don't really have that competitiveness, So it's always funny for me to sit back and watch the guys ripping on each other, playing around. It's hilarious.
Everything's a competition, always.
Right? See, and I'm so not like that. So
it's all funny. Fun and games until one guy finds that other guy's sensitive spot that he didn't know about, and then we have a schism again.
Yeah, then they're butting heads and fighting, and you got to separate them.
With comic book art, it's just who can draw better. It's all subjective, so it's
Right. Yeah, there's a lot of that, and it is really, really fun to watch. Like John Malin picking on Kane and White. about the clouds behind the moon or the way that's so funny to me because they're both so incredible. They're both just amazing, and yet they're sitting there just, it's funny.
It's an amazing cover, but clouds do not go behind the moon.
There we go.
Yeah, but look at how many animated cartoons you watch where the planet is, they're flying in a spaceship. The planet's right there behind them going slowly, and the stars are moving behind the planet as they're moving. That happens all the time. But
it's all a matter what you're paying attention to.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. The very first Comicscape book that I did an actual review on for criticalblast.com was Brand, Kanan White's work on that. And and I gave I only had like an advanced PDF. It was partial of the book, so I had that to work on. And I gave like a 3.5, which is like, a B minus. But one of the things I picked on was that, the guy's walking into the bedroom and there's a lady laying in the bed and she's got a baby beside her and the guy's carrying a tray of food. And the next thing you see is there's the lady and the tray of food is beside her. I'm like, did you just put the food on the baby? you set the scene and then you. So I'm sure the baby was fine. It's it's made of ink for one thing.
You can't take shortcuts in layouts like that. You have to let everybody know where everything is moving to.
Right.
But it was, and of course I was just coming out of that whole Batgirl fiasco where the bathtub was in front of the door and the toilet hooked up to any plumbing. That was IKEA manual gone bad there.
Right.
Live in infamy. So, but story-wise here, I had a lot of fun reading these first few pages here, where she's, she's getting caught stealing the treasure from the other pirate. She's gonna have to walk the plank. I'm not even sure they're over water. Yeah, that's a plank you don't want to walk. You're not going to swim.
Yeah, no, that's just into the desert, the alien desert there. So
yeah,
it's not an easy drop.
And she's
luckily she manages to work her way out of it, thankfully.
Mm-hmm.
Well, yeah. Speaking of out of it, and this is the picture I took for your intro card here because I just.
Oh yeah, that was a good picture to choose.
It was.
There's selling points in comics.
Exactly.
That's one of them.
I had a.
No, I'm not subtle. I've never been accused of being subtle. Attractive ladies sell comics, and I'm not gonna be afraid to just kind of ring that bell as much as possible. So
look back at Miss Fury and Phantom Lady and all those comics.
I mean, Brian Pulido is still making the Brian Pulido story, and how the hell he ever got Lady Death rights back is just crazy. But Brian Pulido is like making a whole industry off of Lady Death again after he did 15, 20 years ago. And he didn't even own the character. So it just shows you if you can create that character that rings true with people, that hits their interest. It's like you can do whatever you want with it.
I remember when Lady Death was at her initial heyday. I mean, she's still very popular, but
Chaos.
When, the Chaos comics were all coming out. My local comic shop, somebody drove up to my local comic shop in a black Trans Am, and the entire front hood had been done airbrushed with the Lady Death portrait.
That tells you you've hit the mainstream, the zeitgeist, as it were.
Absolutely. But I thought this was hilarious that she does the whole distract them with my assets.
Yes.
And they're like, oh no, look, we're doomed. I'm like, not the reaction I was expecting. Humor. Imagine that. And it turns out there's a Sarlacc. I mean, there's a sandworm.
Yeah. Sarlacc never came that far out of the desert. He kind of stayed in his hole. So it was definitely a different desert worm.
Totally different desert.
I might have been aiming at Dune with it.
It came out of a dune, yes. But and I love that even though this is a what you call a non-SJW comic, and it's very risque, and it's got the humor in it. It still operates on a plane of comic book physics that has a moral code. Gravity works to keep it safe for kids.
Yes.
So,
yeah, the main book. I mean, a kid could read this. They might be a little bit like, like, ooh, what's this? But there's nothing.
Mandy, I feel funny.
Yep. My pants are tight.
Where's my big notebook? The big notebook. Y'all may not have really done that. I don't know.
The main book is completely legal.
Oh, we all got quiet because we were all talking.
Yeah, I didn't want to interrupt.
Figure out a big notebook. Oh, you just put that on your lap?
No, so you can walk around with a situation and it covers it like at school.
Like in high school,
I would strut.
You strutted.
It was a small school, so I had to let the girls in the class know.
Gosh, don't act like y'all aren't jealous over here.
Exactly. Little Ron Burgundy.
You went straight up Ron Burgundy at school.
7th grade alpha male. I love it.
But yeah, I would say the main book, a 13 or 14-year-old would not, even as a parent myself, I would hand this over to a 13-year-old and not think a thing about it. Think.
This would be a legal book for a 13-year-old, yeah.
It's like the Warlord comics that I used to read. Unless, of course.
Well, then there's a variant. There's a variant, and there's the adult variant, and there's the digital adult tiers, and that's where we kind of let things run out a little bit more.
Yes.
don't rein them in so much. So, yeah, if you want a little bit more of the action, the adult tiers, the $100 and up tiers, you're going to get a little bit of that. So,
yeah.
And superheroines are wearing skin tight costumes anyway. Okay, Mandy, you're too young to remember this. I don't care if you told me you used to play Leisure Suit Larry. You're still too young to remember this. But Clint, do you remember Power Records?
Oh yeah.
Okay, I had the 33-inch Power record of Wonder Woman.
Okay.
And there was the cover of her standing on her invisible jet on the back, just standing there, legs akimbo, hands on her hips, everything's skin tight. So little RJ, he got out his notebook paper.
Yeah.
Traced that whole thing and filled in a different costume.
Well, and you're about right in the same range here. Battle of the Network Stars.
Oh, yes.
I'm forgetting.
Who was that?
Diane. Not Wonder Woman. What was her name? Not Diana Prince.
Linda Carter.
Linda Carter in the one-piece swimming suit competition in the 1970s. God bless that woman.
Yes.
It was a swimming competition, and she had a one piece, and it was cold water, and she was a trooper. She was a trooper.
Somewhere.
Let's just say the Pirate Queen had nothing on Linda Carter in the 70s.
B.B. Cates couldn't even pull that one off right. So I'm seeing
the world was a little bit more fun in the late 70s, early 80s.
Yeah.
There's a lot less restriction.
So what is this Kurt Hilinski's art book?
Oh, go ahead. What's that?
What is Kurt Hilinski's Pirate Queen art book now? Is that a
I have to be so careful with the lettering. The art book. The art book is a bunch of pinups, a bunch of original sketches, character designs, all the fun stuff that goes into creating a comic book, but that you don't necessarily see. There are going to be some adult pinups. There's going to be some adult artwork in that. So another one of the adult tiers where you get a little bit extra bang for your buck there. But just a lot of the fun stuff creating a comic book like this, all the ideas that go into it, all the stuff that did work and all the stuff that didn't work, and just idea sketches and stuff like that. So just a little fun extra add-on for one of the adult tiers.
Very cool. Well, let me run right back up to the top here so we can see what the tiers are and let our viewers know. And by the way, if you see something on here you like, and you already have, be honest, the link to this is right down there in the first line of the description. It's check out Pirate Queen on Indiegogo. Click the link, come over to the same screen that we're showing you now. Pick one of these tiers and get in on this before it goes away in what, 10 days? 10 days is going to be gone before you blink. So don't.
Yeah,
don't
we got
imagine.
about a little bit over a week left before it close out.
Now, is this your first 30 days or is this your second 30 days?
This
This is
our
the first 30 days.
Oh, you're just going to go straight on to in demand then after this. There's no need to go to extend.
I don't know. I think we might want to just close it out at 30 days. I think we want to get everybody on here.
So you want to go in demand on it then?
Well, we're going to see. Mandy wants to go in demand. I think we just close it out at 30 days. So we're going to go back and forth on that. We'll see if
we'll have
Mandy
to.
can twist my arm. But like, if I would say, if you want this book, I would say get it in the next week.
Okay. I have to bump it up my list. It'll have to come above Rascals now. Okay, because I want to make sure that there's a tier in here that has stickers, because I've become a sticker freak lately.
No, we haven't got on the sticker wagon yet.
Not yet.
A full body Ava Bloodstone die cut sticker from Sticker.
Well, we might just have to figure out where where the good printer is for stickers. Guys, I haven't run across that yet.
Let me save you time on that one. Stickermule.com, where we get our stickers done. And by the way, folks, if you're watching this, everyone knows what's coming now. RJ doxes himself. If you would like to get some of these stickers, I will send 2 of them to you, and all you have to do is send a self-addressed stamped envelope to Critical Blast at 1097 Prestwick Drive, Belleville, Illinois, 62221. Catch it on the replay. I don't leave it up that long, and we'll throw 2 of these in an envelope and get them out to you so you can have one and share with a friend. But yeah, get this. Stickermule.com does some die cut. It's hard to tell on my round sticker. It just looks like a print on a circle. But they do all kinds of things like the charms, acrylic charms. This came from Jim Balance, Tarot Witch the Black Rose thing.
Oh, nice.
I like it.
You can see they just cut
Jim
right
Balance.
of it.
Jim Belton has had this dialed in for the last 20 years. He was way ahead of the curve.
He's been Comicsgate for 20 years. Come on.
He's Comicsgate without even being Comicsgate.
Exactly. So let's see what we got here. You got the featured perk, which is all 3, not all 3, all 2, both books and 5 trading cards and 3 prints. Everyone's doing the trading cards. Everyone's doing it wrong, but I'm not going to preach that again. Mandy's already heard my rant on that.
I have.
But you haven't heard my new rant.
Oh, no. Do you? I need to hear the new one.
The new rant is we need somebody in CG who's got gaming experience to come up with and crowdfund a collectible card playing game like Magic the Gathering.
Oh, that's not a terrible idea.
Have rules for everything. It's like, upper limits, lower limits, and then let everybody else in their crowdfundings throw out their booster packs with characters and items from their comic book.
So all the characters would be run under one set of rules. So they would have the strength and all the attributes and stuff would work universally throughout Comicsgate.
That would be freaking awesome.
That would actually
be great.
That would be really cool because each new creator.
I'm coming with my Soul Finder. Will I throw an Ava Bloodstone at you and block?
Yeah. No,
I love that. No, seriously, that would be so fun. It would be hard to like branch out and get every creator involved. Yeah. But God, if you could do it, that would be literally the coolest thing ever.
Well, see, they don't have to.
Everybody kind of prints through the same card shop, so it's like you could have like a uniformed back tier with all the attributes.
Yeah, where you just kind of share. Yes, no, that would be amazing. And I love Magic the Gathering.
Oh,
So
yeah.
that is right up my alley. I
Yeah,
That's
love
a fun
that.
idea. It'd just be getting enough creators to like go along with it. Because it wouldn't even be necessarily a moneymaker. It'd just be a fun thing for the fans. And
Yeah.
like every CG creator could get their character included in the deck.
Well, one person creates the main funder just creates a generic deck of generic characters and items and a playing set of rules. But then Mandy would put out like and with tier level C, no, we'll make it D for Pirate Queen. We'll send you a booster pack that matches this game that you can insert into your deck.
Yeah.
Your pre-existing deck, and you'll get Ava Bloodstone, you'll get Captain Jerk, you'll get the ship or whatever, the sword, whatever power boosters come from it, a treasure chest, and just
You came up with the idea. You might have to come up with that main deck as the Kickstarter, man.
Right.
Because I think a lot of creators would be interested in that.
Absolutely. I don't even think it would be hard to get them on board. I think it would be more try not to piss somebody off when you forget them, because I think everybody would jump on board with this. I think everybody would be like
it would be about making your characters not too powerful in the deck. Like, is everybody be like, I want the character to like knock everybody else down.
Right?
Yeah. And then the next battles would come out with like, I'm stumbling here for characters, but let's just say, what do you mean Devil Dog's an 8 and Soul Finder's a 7? Soul Finder is obviously a 9 to Devil Dog. He can take him anytime.
Well, yeah, that's the kind of thing you would have to worry about, is like somebody making their character too powerful. But it's a super fun idea if like everybody could just like kind of like go along with it, because it'd be a super cool bonus tier of like, hey, you can add these 5 cards into this game, and it'd be like, a Comicsgate exclusive, all the characters from all the different creators, and you could just add cards into the deck and play like so and so against Cyberfrog or one of the it's a very neat idea.
Yes.
That was my other trading card game idea. Somebody take it and run with it. I come up with ideas. I make no money off any of them because I'm lazy.
There's some logistics behind it to pull it off.
Yeah, like I said, it would be a difficult. I mean, unless you had one person in charge and people just kind of picked, like, okay, this is, for example, Wirt the Wizard. Obviously he's not going to be very powerful in the deck, but like,
strength of his magic would be high,
right?
Yes.
So just be like, what would you want him to do, and then have somebody actually organize it and figure out like this character would be like this power, and it would take this much mana to cast type. So it wasn't the actual creator, because I see a lot of fights about who would take.
Wirt would be sort of like a Tim in your Magic the Gathering deck. What was that called? You tap him and he does 1 point of damage to something because he's just throwing a spell. It was in the original deck. I don't know. I played with black borders, so.
I played a white deck with with some blue for protection.
No, I mean I had black borders. My cards had black borders on them.
Oh, so you're talking about like the Lotus and the old school, like I had a few of those. I think I had like a Jester's cap, and I think it was black bordered. I had a few that was black bordered that were good ones that I had to buy off of eBay or my card shop or somewhere like that, because I couldn't find them nowhere, but I really wanted them. So
I traded around with friends. I made insane deals for cards like Balance and Wrath of God, and they're like, "Why are you giving away so many cards for this?" But I'm sure I didn't invent it, but I was one of the first before they became popular who started winning games with a deck depletion deck. And it was just the Time Twister and the Balance, and I get rid of your graveyard and I get all my cards back and I start all over. And they're like, when are you going to damage me? I'm like, I'm not. Because I read the rules all the way to the end. And the last rule said, if you run out of cards, you lose. I'm like, that's how I'm going to win.
That's how I'm gonna win. Yeah, I always played an angel deck, but it wasn't very good. But I thought the cards were pretty. They're pretty, so that's what I always played. I won sometimes. I did have a artifact deck, like the artifacts, and that one was wicked. Like I could take down like 8 damage before you could even pull out enough mana, like enough lands to like even do anything. And because it like cost like nothing. All I had to have was 1 land, and I could bring out this guy, and then this guy brought out this guy, and you just stacked all of these critters. It was awesome. Yeah, I won a lot with that one.
Back in that same time, there was a guy that I worked with. It's Air Force Base that I was working on. I was a contractor, and everybody was just playing at lunch in this big area. But one guy would trade you anything you wanted for a Sarah Angel. I'm like, you have 4 in your deck. It was just, it was like, do you remember Mel Gibson in Conspiracy Theory? How every time he passed a bookstore, he had to go in and buy Catcher in the Rye, and that was how they.
That's such a good underrated movie, man.
I know.
Every time this guy saw a Sarah Angel, he had to have it. So
I had 4 of those in my deck as well because they were so pretty. They were
like 60 of them.
Holy shit!
He wasn't playing with them; he was just collecting them.
Oh, wow.
So it's like, okay,
man,
I can get rid of this one.
We could have hung out, him and I. I like those too.
We totally bypassed the fact that you have 5 trading cards.
Yes, yes.
With this package here, and 3 prints. So, what are the 3 prints of here?
This is going to be artwork. These are going to be pinups. Pirate Queen. I have a lot of Pirate Queen art. I've been working on Pirate Queen for a while, so it's going to be a lot of action shots of the Pirate Queen. When you get up into the adult tiers, there's going to be some adult prints of the Pirate Queen. None of the trading cards are adult, but in the adult tiers, you can get adult prints of the Pirate Queen that do contain nudity as long as you're comfortable with that. Right. So yeah, I've been drawing Pirate Queen for a long time. She's kind of been one of my favorite characters. So I've just got a lot of artwork that I put out for this book and for the art book. So there's going to be a lot of exciting stuff in it.
Well, she's got a very good look to her. I like it. And I'm not just saying that because she's got a very good look to her.
Not too many people are complaining about how the Pirate Queen looks. I haven't run across that yet.
No,
not yet.
Mostly positive vibes about the Pirate Queen.
Well, anybody complaining about her probably has you blocked anyway, and you can't see their complaints.
Yeah, exactly. I love getting blocked.
Oh, I collect them. I've got a superpower. Apparently, I'll watch people argue like for 30 or 40 tweets in a row before somebody blocks. I come in with like a surgical precision tweet, and it's like blocked. Like,
yeah,
what the fuck did I do? But
I think I just get blocked by who I associate with because I'm not I don't tweet a lot. I just basically do promo tweets, and when I get blocked, and when it's an SJW comic book creator, I'm like, yes, I'm doing everything right if this is happening.
Right.
In fact, I had somebody at Image Comics. I don't know. I had posted under my other Twitter account, RJ Carter, something about a creator, and I guess it showed where he worked because that was a big secret that he worked for this place that he said he worked for. And they got a hold of somebody else at Critical Blast. Says, we would tweet this to Critical Blast to tell them to rein their boy RJ in, but we put them on our block list because they've got some shady dealings with Comicsgate sites. I'm like, really?
Oh, of course.
Oh, no, not the shady dealings.
Oh,
when that happens.
Shady affiliations. I was like, well,
oh my God.
We're just going to go all in then.
It's so pathetic. It's so pathetic how sensitive they are.
Yeah, it's weird.
I guess.
Never meet your heroes is all I can say.
Well, no, and you're better off without them.
Main level of the book. Here is it. It's the book. The book. $25, 60 pages. Pirate Queen 1, cover A. Estimated shipping February 2021. Is that on target or?
Yeah.
The artwork for the book, Mandy, I finished the artwork for the book today.
Yay!
You heard it here first. Artwork is done.
That's
Yep.
awesome.
So all the pages are with Andrew, who's coloring it. So yeah, everything's getting colored right now. I would imagine. I mean, it's still early October. The book's going to be colored by the end of October. Lettering, printing. I mean, we're hitting all our dates, and I would say February is a no-brainer for us getting it out, but it might even get out earlier than that.
A lot of breathing room with it.
Yeah, but this is not a book where you're going to be sitting a year from now thinking what happened to this Comicsgate campaign. This is a book where in 4 months it's going to be in your hand and you're reading it. So
yeah. Everybody talks about how late the Comicsgate campaigns are, and
some of them are and some of them aren't.
Yeah.
So, some of them really are. But everyone.
Yeah.
And I looked at it, I was like, it was 8 months. It wasn't like 6 years, Richard Pace.
That guy's a douche.
Yo, we won't get into that, but yes. If you don't like cover 1, first of all, what's wrong with you? But second of all, there is a cover B that you can get into here, which you might like cover B simply because I'm kind of liking cover B more than cover A now.
There's a lot going on in both covers. I wanted to make sure that you had a hard choice.
You just had
that maybe you would just buy both covers.
It's not the choice that's hard, Clint. Oh, she just got that. Sure, she did.
Lovely. Lovely.
It took me a second, but I got it.
Yeah, I agree. Just do both. Both. Why not both?
Yeah.
Queen number 1 covers A and B for $50. That's 25 and 25, so math is easy. It adds up. No discount for getting them both. Sure, you thought of it and said, "Nah, I'll buy them."
It just helps us with money to make the next book.
Yep.
Exactly.
Bigger and better.
And then the first tier that mentions the word adult is $100 because if you have $100, you're an adult.
Exactly.
And this gives you all 3 books, plus the trading cards, plus the 3 prints. Now, these are the 3 standard prints, I'm guessing.
Yeah,
Yes,
exactly.
yes.
Okay, so this is basically the $75 book that was above and the $25 adult cover added together. So that makes sense.
Yeah.
And then you can get the adult art box, which is 3 physical copies of A, B, and C adult, 1 Pirate Queen art book adult, 3 Pirate Queen prints, 6x9, 5 Pirate Queen trading cards. Still not the adult prints, right? Or is it the adult prints? It says
adult prints are coming up here.
They're coming. That one is still just the standard. Yeah.
I don't have a one-track mind, but I just want to get it out of the way.
Oh yeah,
Right.
We want everybody to know what they're getting out of each tier, definitely.
So we're down to the sketch art box. I love sketch art tiers. They're so that you get unique stuff that way.
Yeah, you're gonna get original art. You're gonna get like a page of original art in this reward here.
So you get the A, B, and C adult, the Pirate Queen art book adult, the 3 Pirate Queen prints, 5 trading cards, 1 Gemini mailer.
Exactly.
An original sketch by Clint Hilinski.
Yeah.
An 8x11 cardstock.
Yep.
Yes.
And then there's the adult card sketch.
You want to give everybody their options.
Right.
Now, are they already drawn, or are they going to come to you and say, "Can you do or have her doing this, or have her showing that?" Or
I don't know. There's going to be that variety, that freedom, because I'm going to be drawing a lot of sketches.
That would slow things down.
You're going to get a nice original art sketch of the Pirate Queen, either clothed or nude, and I'm not gonna. I can't let the second you start giving options, is the second it takes 2 years to get a sketch to somebody.
Yeah, and believe it or not, a lot of it will be waiting for somebody to tell you what to draw. That has been where
you
people
send out
look
an
back
email.
at it and and then they don't. Yes, and then they don't respond, and you're like, "Well, I don't know what to do."
Yeah, you want to get people's rewards sent out to them, and the second you start giving options, you send out emails to somebody, and then you don't hear from them for 6 months, and then you're like, it makes you look bad. So these are going to be, really awesome original art sketches of Pirate Queen, either, regular or adult versions, but they're going to be the sketches that I do.
Yeah.
Yes.
Like if you walked up to a comic book convention and said, "Hey, I want to sketch the Pirate Queen," that's what you're going to get.
That sounds cool to me. Now, you don't have any limits on these, I've noticed, because a lot of times if you have an original sketch tier, it'll be like,
I can spend a week drawing sketches. I can draw a lot of sketches in one day. So if I would love to be overloaded by sketch rewards. I would love to sit and have to draw 2 weeks worth of sketches of the Pirate Queen. I would not complain about that. So load them up. These are going to be awesome original sketches, and it's going to be, not everybody's going to have these things. So it's like you can't go to comic book conventions right now. You can't get original sketches from artists, but you can right here. So go for it.
Awesome. And finally, last but definitely not the least, the Pirate Queen Adult Booty Box.
Yes.
This is her treasure chest.
It is.
Where for $200. 16 of these things claimed, so this is the hot one.
This is popular. This is, and actually, me and Mandy are gonna have to talk a little bit, but I'm actually thinking about bumping this up a little bit. We'll see. Me and Mandy have to talk after the show. I've got some ideas that we haven't had a chance to talk about. So
intriguing.
I'm thinking about just boosting what our people are going to get, because people have been fans of this, and I want to just make this big. No stickers. This makes stickers look like stickers.
No, but Clint, I've got it. Yeah. Okay, the Pirate Queen silhouette, die cut, chrome.
Oh,
mud flaps.
Mud flaps. I saw where you're going with it. Mud flaps would be. I don't know the logistics of getting mud flaps made, but Pirate Queen mud flaps would be sweet.
That would be awesome.
My wife's got a Jeep, so if I could put Pirate Queen mud flaps on the back of that Jeep, that would be kick-ass.
That would be awesome.
Color if you want. I mean, if Yosemite Sam can have them, why can't?
Exactly. I'd have to look into the logistics of. There's always the cost of having these things made. So.
You'd be the first.
Not all of us can be Ethan and just have like a whole toy line made overnight.
Hey, if you want to do action figures of Ava Bloodstone, I know the guy to talk to.
I would love it, but we got to see where this campaign. I would love to do an Ava Bloodstone Pirate Queen action figure.
Right.
That would be like for the second run, but we've got to make this first run. Like that should be the incentive, is make this first run do good enough to have an action figure for the second one. That would be awesome.
And it wouldn't be like the G.I. Joe fully articulated things. It'd be more like a Marvel Legend. I can bend at my elbows and a little bit at my waist kind of thing, but I look cool.
I would want this to be a fully articulated kick-ass action figure. That would be... If we start running into those problems of how articulated the action figure for Pirate Queen is, those would be happy problems for me.
We're in a good place, right?
Exactly.
Yeah, the obvious thing to do would have been a waifu pillow, by the way, but I can't believe you guys missed that.
There's always the second book. You just keep pumping us full of ideas here.
Right.
That's all.
I love a full bedroll pillow when I'm sleeping. So if it could have a print of Ava on there as the Pirate Queen, yeah.
All I do is spend other people's money.
Yes.
I would go shopping in college with my buddies, and I'd have no cash at all. But I'd be like, hey, this is a cool thing. You like this? This is something oh yeah, I like that. Give me that. And I'm like, I'm just spending your money. I'm just because I get to go back to the apartment and play with the stuff and listen to the records and all.
Oh yeah.
I bought nothing. Cover A, B, and C. 5 trading cards, 3 prints, art book, art sketch, adult art sketch. So you get 2.
Yep, you're getting 2 sketches with this one.
Mhm.
Yep.
A digital adult deluxe 14 pages. So you're getting a PDF on top of all of this.
Yep, you're getting a digital book that is going to be way more adult content than this is. This is if you're looking for adult content. This is where.
Yeah.
Yep, this is going to give you your full-on Pirate Queen experience here.
I feel like I'm hiding my Penthouse Comics #1 from my wife again.
Oh, dude! Literally, I'm the Adam Hughes Penthouse Comics stuff. Like that was one of my favorite comics out there. Eva Bloodstone Pirate Queen is in that vein. There was a ton of great comics done in that short run of Penthouse Comics, and this is in that same vein, definitely.
And it all topped off with an adult 3-pack of prints. So,
yep, you're going to get adult prints in there. You're going to get the cards. You're going to get the regular prints. You're going to get the digital adult backup story. You're going to get the art book. This one's got it all. It's been pretty popular.
You get to say adult 4 times on this level. So, yeah.
I like to say adult instead of just like all kinds of nakedness. It's a little classier.
It is, just a little bit. I used to see an ash can that was called Hump. Have y'all ever seen Hump? Oh yeah, time for some hump. Yeah, you made me big, Ross. I'm doing it. Yeah, that was the thing.
Yeah, of course.
That's just called good timing.
Yeah, that was a good ash can.
I'm guessing it was a good seller too. It seems like it kind of gets its message across real easy.
It does. It's in the title. You can
when you're trying to sell people stuff they haven't seen before, there's no point in being subtle. Like let them know what they're getting. So
let them know.
Yep.
I probably shouldn't tell this story. But, I was in my 20s. And, a couple of friends of mine, we went into the adult bookstore in downtown St. Louis when they had more of them. They don't have
Misadventure and Hurricane, Wyatt. Yep. That is exactly what I'm talking about. So I didn't mean to interrupt. I saw Wyatt post in the Misadventure and Hurricane was the Penthouse comic stuff we were talking about.
And they were awesome.
They were. Adam Hughes at his best.
Sexy and everything. But yeah, you talk about give the people knowledge of what they're getting. We walk past the magazine rack, and there's a lot more out there than just Penthouse and Playboy and Hustler. There was a magazine, and it just the title of it was Big Fucking Titties. And we just looked at each other and said, I wonder what that one's about.
Wow.
I have no idea. We must pick it up and peruse it to find out, I guess.
Yeah.
We should take this home and see what it's about.
For this, I'm mystified.
And how do I get a subscription? Do they offer subscriptions?
I don't know that they did more than one issue.
No.
But yeah,
that book had to have a second because it's not like they ran out of material to continue. You can find that pretty easy.
Well,
if you're
I assume there's still like porno mags and stuff out there, but like I don't like. Are there still convenience stores that sell that stuff? Because like back in like the 90s, I worked at a gas station. It was one of my first jobs, and like the whole top row was like the plastic bag porno mags and stuff. But I don't know that stuff's really out there that much anymore. Like just at,
not in convenience stores. I haven't
maybe
seen
like truck stops or something.
I haven't seen that since I was like
Yeah, I wonder if the internet kind of killed off the whole porno mag industry.
Well, I think so, because why would you go and pay for a magazine when you can get anything on the internet?
Dial it up for free.
Yeah, whatever you're into, you can find it. There's ample of it.
is Playboy magazine even still published? I don't think it is
I thought I
anymore.
heard
Is
it
it?
wasn't being printed anymore.
Yeah, I don't think so.
I don't know, since he passed away. I don't know
Yeah.
if his daughter took over or.
I think it's kind of died off.
I do too.
It's a
think
sad
the
day
last
for
time I saw-
America.
Yeah, the last time I saw magazines like that was at an airport in one of the magazine kiosks up on the top rack, and I remember thinking, who would read that on the plane?
That's what I was about to say. Who's gonna buy like a Playboy and be like holding up the centerfold and stuff on the plane? That's a at home event. That's not
Excuse
public.
me, stewardess, can I get the really big blanket? And I'm just going to lean over this way. You're moving a lot under that blanket, sir. Are you okay? I'm fine.
I'm fine. Leave it alone. Don't
Never
worry about it.
mind.
Suddenly I'm 13 again. Are you
I
okay?
paid for this seat.
How do we talk about these kind of things? It only happens when men scream. I don't.
I'm taking the blame, huh?
Yes, we're going to do that. Plus, my immaturity is going to help. So anyway, this has been fun. It's very cool.
Yes.
I kept you longer than the hour I normally keep people because I could. And we actually made a little bit of money tonight. Thank you for getting in
Always
there.
a good thing.
900.
Always appreciated.
Mm-hmm.
Now, you guys needed more than $1,000 to make this happen, right?
Yeah.
$1,000 principal goal. Come on, that was. But now it's really going to happen because it's like $9,000 in climbing and 10 years left to go. And I get paid tomorrow, so I've got to look. I got a sticky note here.
Does it say get paid? Because you shouldn't have to write that down. You should know. If you know nothing else, you should know payday.
It's like everything I got to pick up off of Indiegogo here that I've got.
Ooh, Six Gun Gorilla. That's a good one. Demon Hunter Raven. I haven't read that one. The Lucent's a good one. Thomas More is a good one. I don't know the top two.
You would Rascals is a cool punk band of animated rabbits.
Oh, that sounds cute.
It's drawn very cute, but it's very cool and funny. You would like it. And Sonia Devereaux you would also like, because Sonia Devereaux, in fact, we had her book. She's an actress who does movies, and that's what the book is about, is her movies. She's not real. She's the 306th best actress in America. They have her come in to do the TNA movie whenever they're ready to kill a franchise. So, her books are not like Sonia Devereaux 1, Sonia Devereaux 2. Her books are The Naked and the Damned #4, Vampire Academy #2, Snake Shark, Spider Shark versus Snake Bear was the one that I picked up most recently. And
that sounds awesome.
It is awesome. In fact, with the stream we had last week with the guys who do it, we brought in Ivana Cadaver from Macabre Theater because she's drawn into the book. And we had Caroline Pierce, who's a fetish model. She was drawn into the book. So it's that kind of book.
Right. That sounds so good.
And again, with the same kind of physics that happen in, Ava Bloodstone's world, where everything gets covered, even though you're talking about stuff. So yeah, you would enjoy Sonia, starring Sonia Devereaux very much. I can't recommend it enough, and that's why it's on my list of things I've got to get for a 120-page trade paperback. It would look very nice next to Pirate Queen up on your shelf, folks. So get Pirate Queen and then go through our videos and find the Sonia Devereaux stream and find the link from there and click it. Thank you so much for coming on, Mandy and Clint.
No, thank you for having us. This was awesome.
Always a fun time having you guys here. And I'm not even going to do the outro video. I'm just going to do the police squad freeze and hit the end broadcast, and we will take it from there. Everybody, go out and get Pirate Queen. Click the link below. Get out there and throw money at this thing. Thank you very much for coming.